and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kennedy and I am the host of Main Street Mama, this YouTube channel. I am a unfiltered mom of two, one of which who has special needs, and I specialize in booking Disney vacations through an earmarked travel agency. So today I wanted to share all my best tips for planning your next magical Disney trip without draining your bank account. So grab your coffee or whatever the heck you want to drink right now, and let's just get right into it. All right, so first thing is first. Timing is everything, and I mean it when you are booking your Disney vacation. If you are able to be flexible when it comes to booking your Disney vacation, I highly recommend looking into the off-season dates, such as late January. February is kind of starting to get a little bit busy, but the ending of February still seems to be pretty calm. Another good time is early May. August is another good month, and then November is also a pretty good month. Just because the crowds are lighter, hotel prices will drop because of that, and you can score really good discounts on tickets and your room prices. So, highly recommend kind of looking at those kind of dates if your travel dates are flexible. I do understand those of you who have children that are in school, you can only go during spring break or winter break or whatever breaks you've got going on. Easy to work around, or you have the whole summertime. Summertime can be busy, but because of the heat, it sometimes is not as busy as you would think. Another tip that I would say and highly recommend is checking the crowd calendars. I can link my favorite one down below in the description just so that you guys can take a quick peek there if you'd like. But that'll kind of show you guys the low seasons, the low times of the years, peak holiday seasons, school breaks, that kind of sort of thing. I like to kind of look at that when I go to book my personal Disney vacations. So, highly recommend that you go ahead and check everything out for when you decide you're going, because timing, again, is literally everything when it comes to Disney. Let's talk about where to stay next. So, of course, staying in the Disney bubble, such as a Disney resort, is really magical, but I will be honest, it can be super expensive. And depending on your own personal budget, it just might not align with you for this budget trip. So, with that being said, these are just a few recommendations that I have for you to look into if you are looking for more of a budget friendly option. So, number one would be looking into the value resorts, such as Pop Century. I believe Art of Animation is still kind of considered like a value resort, maybe not. Um, it's kind of like on the border of like moderate and value, I would say. I personally loved and have stayed at the All Star Movies as a value resort. That was the very first time that we had taken our son when he was not 3 yet. He was still 2. He was free, obviously, and he just loved the theming there. But it was a really good price considering the fact that we did a Disney resort and park ticket package. So I would highly recommend you looking into the value resorts, looking into the nearby good neighbor hotels, and some of them actually offer free shuttles to the resorts, downtown Disney or Disney Springs, whatever you want to call it. I grew up with it being downtown Disney and I mix both of them up. So I know it's Disney Springs, but for those of you who are a little bit older and know it as downtown Disney, then you know what I'm talking about. And then lastly, I would recommend looking into maybe renting DVC points, only because it can save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars when you are booking um, a deluxe room resort. So I always recommend comparing prices as well, looking on Expedia, and then also looking on Disney's actual website to see what their own personal discount offers are during that time of the year, or for that standing season of time. Or highly recommend you reaching out to your personal travel agent. Me, as a travel agent myself, I'm a part of a earmarked travel agency called Enchantaway Vacations. I book vacations. My services are free to you. If you are in need of any help when you're booking your Disney vacations or have questions, I'm always here to answer them. I'm happy to do so. Again, my services are free. Disney travel agents normally are free, and we're not called Disney travel agents either, by the way. We're called travel agents that specialize in Disney vacations. So if you have questions, don't be afraid to reach out to me. But let's move on to the next section. All right. So next we got to discuss the park tickets and discounts. Reason why it's because it's probably going to be the biggest splurge on your vacation. So let's just see how we can save or discuss how we're going to save. So number 1, I highly recommend buying tickets in advance and definitely do it through an authorized, ticket seller such as Disney World website themselves, talking to a travel agent that specializes in a Disney vacation. Again, we are happy to help do these kinds of things, but booking ahead of time can save you money, and that's not a joke. Going there the same day, the tickets are going to be higher priced and so forth. I recommend skipping the park hopper option only because if you are trying to stick to a budget, that's gonna be a more of a splurge. They're higher price tickets because you can skip from one park to the next. You can go to 2 different parks in one single day. 1 park per day is plenty if you're on a budget, especially when you have youngsters. Like myself, I have a 5 and I will have a 2-year-old the next time that we go to Disney, and we decided to just do normal park tickets, not the park hopper we were going to, but we stayed away from that because, again, the price went up and we felt like that was not a necessity for our family right now. Lastly, watch for limited time promos like 4 days for the price of three, or get this 3 days for this price. They do have a deal, I think, going on right now for 3 day 3 park tickets kind of a deal right now. So always dig in to see if there's any discounts going on the Disney websites themselves. And then again, if you are a Florida resident, I'm jealous. But if you are, or you're a military family, check for extra discounts too, because there are so many of them. Okay, so now we're going to discuss food and snacks because food costs add up very, very quickly when you're in the parks, especially when you got a youngster who's complaining that they are hungry once again after you just ate lunch a little bit ago. So, here are my favorite budget tips when it comes to food and snacks while you are in the Disney parks. Number 1, and I'm saying this is number 1 because it's number 1 tip. Bring your own snacks and water bottle. I cannot express this enough. Disney allows you to bring your own water bottle in there. You can fill it up in any quick service spot, but you can bring a water bottle in. You can bring snacks. We brought Uncrustables for Cohen when we went to Disney. Seriously, you guys can pack food. You don't even have to buy snacks when you're in the parks if that is something that you're interested in. I'm somebody who will bring snacks and stuff like that and water bottle, but then I also will get food while we're in there, just depending on how we're feeling. But again, if you're trying to save money and you're trying to go on a budget, I recommend doing it that way. Also, the mobile order quick service meals, because you can skip the lines and budget ahead of time, I recommend doing that as well. You can kind of see what the price of everything is going to be. Share meals is another huge tip that I like to share. So, sharing meals, there is so much food that comes on a kid's meal. So, honestly, your 2 kids could probably share a plate, or you yourself could order a kid's meal. Now, of course, if you're going to do that, don't be obviously telling them that it is for you. But that is some way that you can save money, is ordering some kids' meals. If you are wanting character dining, consider breakfast instead of lunch or dinner. The reasoning why is because the price is a little bit cheaper. So, highly recommend looking into the breakfast buffet or the breakfast character dining experience versus a lunch or dinner when it comes to a nice sit down dining experience in general. It doesn't even have to be the character dining. I just recommend you going ahead and doing breakfast versus lunch and dinner because it will be cheaper. And again, another reminder, because I'm going to say it again, and I love this tip, bring your own snacks and water bottle because at quick service areas, you can fill up your water bottle at any time. So highly, highly recommend. It's a good way to save money on what is their water bottles, like $5? Save your money. Pack a water bottle. So, souvenirs are obviously tempting, but they don't have to break the bank. So, these are some tips or ways that you are able to splurge when it comes to souvenirs and extras, and just some of the things that I have discovered myself. Number one, buy Disney shirts ahead of time or ears ahead of time. You can find them on Etsy, you can find them on Amazon. The Disney store online literally has sales all the time. Buy it ahead of time. It'll save you, money. But if you're somebody like me who wants it during the trip, that's fine too. Uh, give your kids a souvenir budget, or like myself, Disney gift cards. Um, That way you're able to budget for everything. Um, but they're also to kind of have their own independence as well. So I personally love Disney gift cards for birthdays, Christmases, that kind of stuff. If people ask for ideas, we say, hey, we're going to Disney at this time. Highly recommend that for a gift card because then they can pick out whatever they like while they're there. Highly recommend a Disney gift card or putting aside money for the kids for picking out their souvenir. Lastly, pin trading is obviously super fun and can be a low cost activity. You're going to want to buy the starter pins. Probably bulk ordering it online is going to be cheaper than buying it in the parks, but pin trading is super huge. I did it while I was growing up. I really want to do it when we go back in February, but we will see. Time will only tell what happens. I don't know what happened to my pins, and I'm really disappointed about that, but yeah. Quick little tips that I've been thinking of throughout the video that I wanted to let you know is you can also use your Disney gift cards from Target with your red card to get 5% off. So that's another little tip that I recommend sometimes. So when you are, let's say you're buying Disney gift cards for yourself or your kids, or you're buying it for others, if you have a Disney red card, use that because you're going to get 5% off when you're buying the gift card. I also recommend looking into like the Sam's Club, Costco, stores because they also carry them in bulk and they're like dollars off normal. So like for instance, they have like a $75 one and I think it's 71 or something like that, or I think it's $4 off or something. But anyways, that's another way that you can save money is going to Costco or Sam's Club and getting it that way that is a couple dollars off. Rope dropping in the morning to maximize time and avoid Genie Plus splurges. I literally get up at the crack of dawn and we are on that bus by what did I try? Like 7:45. I'm pretty sure was when I wanted us in line for the bus to get to the parks at a decent time because when you stay on property, you get to rope drop in the morning, so you get a whole half an hour entry before the parks open at 9 a.m. So utilize that if you are staying on property. And then lastly, remember that you do not have to do everything. The magic's in the small moments, so you do not have to pressure yourself to do all the big splurges, all the experiences. Seriously, write down your top 5 things that you want to do in each park or each day that you are going to the parks and go based off of that. Don't stress yourself out by thinking that you need to do everything and whatever else, because that honestly is going to be the biggest thing that's going to make you splurge and is going to make you ruin your budget. So that is going to be the last tip. And let's wrap up this video. As always, I hope these tips helped you plan an incredible Disney trip without blowing your budget. I know how much it's important to people to plan this kind of really huge, memorable trip to Disney World, but also not knowing where to start, not knowing how to save money, not knowing how to do it in a proper budget friendly way. So I am happy to help you guys along the way. Again, I'm a travel agent that specializes in Disney. I'm happy to help My services are free to you to help you book your next Disney vacation, and I'm happy to do so. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you don't miss more real life Disney tips and mom life choices. And let me know in the comments what your number one Disney budget hack was that I said. Thanks for hanging out with me, and as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!